Welcome back to Be Honest Radio. I am your host, Jay Davis, aka the Sex Symbol, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, the co-host with the most, sweeter than French toast, Crystal.
Crystal Iris, bossette extraordinaire. What's up, y'all? Good to see you.
Welcome back. You was gone. I missed you last week.
I missed you guys too.
We had a great show.
Yeah, I saw. It was really good.
It was really good.
What you trying to say, Jay?
I'm just
what
saying,
you trying to say?
This was a great show.
What?
Your presence was here.
Oh, okay. Just make a show now. Don't forget about it.
We got a great show. This is a topic that you picked, right?
Yeah.
And
I picked all of the topics actually.
So I'm just here. That's
yeah, it's really my show.
Putting that out there for people. I see how it is.
I'm kidding.
But you want to read the topic for today?
Sure. The topic for today is tell the truth.
No.
Yes, it is.
Okay. No, I'm not telling. I'm not telling the truth.
Oh my gosh, tell the truth is the topic for tonight. We want to know. Does your significant other have to know everything? Is it lying if you withhold certain information? What's considered cheating? And so on and so forth. So we got a lot of different questions that we're going to tap into on tonight.
I think so. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Do your significant other need to know everything? Well, first of all, wait a minute. Back up. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your week, okay? Because you had a bomb week.
I had it was decent. We had a great comedy show for everybody.
That
came out. We had a great comedy show. Shout out to all the comedians: Leon Rogers, Famo, Just Niece, Corey Bell. Oh, J Deep. I know I'm missing somebody. I'm sorry if I am. But we had a great turnout. Almost sold out Riddles all the way in Alsop at 10:30.
Sell out Riddles
at 10:30 at night. So that's great.
It was definitely sold out.
And
people were standing up on the walls.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
And we got nominated for awards at the HAPA Awards this year in Los Angeles.
Wait, say that again.
The HAPA Awards.
Okay, and where is that located?
In LA.
Okay, come on, Hollywood. Okay, let's go.
So Dante Diesel, he was nominated for Best Director. I was for Not Another Black Movie. Jenny Hubert, Rodney Perry, both nominated for Best Actor and Actress. And I was nominated just for the movie. So that is September 30th. So I'm going to LA.
That's right.
And edibles, here I come.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's going to be fun time.
It's going to be
You're going to have your red carpet suit on.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be suited and booted.
Okay.
No draws. That's the way I roll.
Oh my gosh. You're going to need that. You're going to need some draws on so you don't get booty sweat, coming through your suit now. Right. We don't want that. So back to the topic at hand. Telling the truth.
Yes.
Do you think your significant other needs to know everything?
Let's define everything. Let's define everything. Do they need to know your body count? No, they do not need to know your body count.
I hate that question.
Well, how many people? Like whatever number that person tells you is gonna be a number you don't want to hear. I don't care what number it is, because they gonna. Right. You can say 3, and they'll be like, I wonder who she did it to. Like, nah, I don't want to know. I don't care, and I don't think that should ever come up.
Okay.
So that's one thing that they should know. They shouldn't know where you at 24/7.
You don't think so?
24/7.
I need to know everything.
You don't need.
I need his ass. I might need to pull up.
Like what?
Or avoid him.
You don't want to know. Your man could be out with the fellas having drinks, and he's in an establishment that they have a lot of big booties, and you don't want to know that your man was there. He was just there for the alcohol and good conversation, but if he tell you where he was at, you're like, wait, that's where all the big booty girls at. Like, nah, babe, I was just there drinking with one guy. I didn't even notice the butt meat. So do you?
Oh, you noticed the butt meat.
Do you think you want to know where your guy at 24/7?
No, I'm just talking, man.
Because
I don't need to know that.
Because you don't want nobody keeping tabs on you 24/7.
Exactly. See? I don't need nobody checking up on me.
What about you? Does your significant other need to know everything?
I think they need to know things that are important to know. Like my status.
Like your status?
Yes. What's your HIV?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh yeah. Because sometimes, people when you say, "So tell me about yourself," I hate that interview question, but people also ask that on dates,
right?
And they tell you the parts that are good. They don't necessarily tell you the parts that are not so good,
right?
And so I think when we're in the dating scene, we have to be mindful of the questions that we're asking and make sure that we are asking the real good questions.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just
Like,
ask vague
do you
questions.
ask, have you ever had an STD before? You got to say.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Here's yeah, I do sometimes because people are sensitive to that, which I don't care if you're sensitive to it, but I think it depends on how long I've known the person and how close I am with the person.
Mhm.
But many times I do ask, but do I ask that 100% of the time? No, I don't.
I mean, you don't want to get herpes undefeated out here,
that's
so
true.
you don't want to catch the herp
That's
bump.
true.
So you gotta, like, what did you got? What do you think you might have? When last time you was tested?
Now that question I do ask.
What
How often were you tested? How often do you get tested, and when was the last time you were tested?
Right.
That I do ask.
Okay.
So I don't say, have you ever had an STD before, but I might ask what those last results look like.
Okay.
Like, was everything okay?
Does your significant other need to know your financial status?
I think that's important. On the radio today, I was listening to WGCI this morning, and they were having a conversation about women dating men, which we had a conversation like this too. Women dating men who were at a lower financial security level than they are. And so it was interesting to hear because the women were saying, well, first of all, we're taught that a man needs to be able to provide. Therefore, for somebody who is secure financially. And the men were saying, but you never know how somebody might end up. I think it was like Leon Rogers that said at one point he was, Leon Rogers. Leon Rogers, he said that he used to be a bad guy no. It used to be he was a purple T-Rex or something. Back in the day, there was some type of restaurant that could be comparative to Chuck E. Cheese, but it was a dinosaur like Barney.
Right.
And so he talked about that on the radio today, and he was saying, but look at me now type of thing. They didn't want to mess with me when I was the dinosaur, but here I am, And so it's like, I forget who's with him in the mornings.
Kendra G and Kyle.
Kyle was saying, hey, it's important. He said it's part of a woman's job to amplify what a man has. So if a man has ambition, can you hear me? Okay. Sorry. Sorry. He was saying, it's part of a woman's job to amplify whatever it is that a man has. So if he has ambition and he's working, he is the bad guy or the busboy at a restaurant, then a woman can push him to not just be the busboy, but to move up the ranks. He could be manager, he could be, a regional director or whatever the case is, but it's part of a woman's job. But I think you can kind of do that when you're at a certain space in your life. Me, I'm almost 30 years old. I ain't got time for that. I'm not dating a bad guy. I can't do that.
Right.
A bagger. I'm not doing that.
Okay. So let's take some of these questions because people are like going crazy. I see it going on yours.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nakia said, do they need to know about past relationships?
No.
I know and yes. Why? Because I want to know if it was a situation where your ex tried to kill you and he's still at large. Yeah. I need to know that.
Yeah.
So I need to watch out my surroundings. But other than that, nah. What do you think?
When you say no but yes, okay, so my first thought is no, they don't need to know about my past relationships. However, you do need to know kind of what baggage the person has come with.
Look.
So I may not ask, everybody has a past, everybody has some type of baggage or whatever, but I need to make sure that the baggage that you have, I'm able to help you to carry, because I'm not carrying all of that by myself.
Check this out.
If you haven't taken the steps to heal yourself, baby, I can't do it.
If you used to date like an entertainer or somebody, an athlete, I need to know that. You could have dated a football player, and I'm happy because this dude is giving me points on my fantasy league, and I'm jumping up and down, and he used to blow your back out, all excited about this dude, and you just
Wait a
watching my
minute.
goofy butt like he don't even know who he's cheering for right now.
Yeah.
I think I should know that.
I think it's okay. But do you need to know the details of what's going on in the past relationship? You
I
don't
don't
need to know
the
those
details.
details.
No details.
No, but sometimes people they go really far, and I have done that before. But there are certain things in my past that I will reveal because, like, some things are like PTSD and things like that, and I need to make my significant other aware of what he could potentially see.
Right.
And if he sees that, then he would know how to best interact with me, and I think that's important to talk about.
What about some of your questions?
My mom is coming up as me. She's on my page. She says some guys just need to hold themselves accountable and want to do better. Upward mobility is great for everyone. Sharon says any baggage coming your way. Oh, we need to know any baggage that's coming our way. And she said, yes, details, closed door completely so it don't affect the current relationship.
I think someone needs to know about some past childhood trauma, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that.
Yep. I think that's important because you need to know what you dealing with.
That's just like if you adopt a kid, you need to know the background of that kid. You don't know,
and their parents.
You don't know what that kid came from. Like you don't want to be in the kitchen at 2 a.m. and that kid remembers the last home he was with. Every time at 2 a.m, he used to get a foot in his face. So you don't know.
And then he wake up screaming at 2 o'clock in the morning. Right. You have no idea.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's true.
Is it considered lying if you withhold information?
I think it's dishonest. You can't say it's lying because I didn't fabricate a story.
But what if somebody just didn't think it was important for you to know? To them, it wasn't important.
It's being dishonest.
How is it being dishonest? What if it's like you don't need to know everything? We agreed on that, right? You don't need to know everything.
I don't need to know
But
everything.
what if what he thought was just something a little minor? Like, no, she don't need to know I got a lien on my house. That's my house. You don't think that's important?
I think that's personal business if somebody got a lien on their house. However, if we're talking about making next steps like engagement or we're talking about marriage, financials need to be discussed.
Like if he's behind on child support.
Yep. All of that, because when we get married, that means I got to help pay for child support. And we're not doing that.
What if he was a stripper and got saved? Do you think he needs to tell you that he used to be a stripper? He used to shake his thing on people's face.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. What? Say that again.
What if he used to be a stripper and he changed his life? He got saved. Do you think it's important that you need to know he used to shake his thing on people's face?
Yeah, I need to know that.
You need to know his past, even though the past doesn't define the future.
I need to know that because what if we're down the street and people walking up to him and they saying, "Hey, Big Dick Willie," or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
But
I need to know.
But that's
what
the
I'm
same as if a woman has a high body count and they be like, "Sharon, loose lips, Sharon, what's up?" It's the same thing, right? And you gotta explain, like, baby girl, you know him? Y'all on y'all way to Bible study and somebody just yelled out, "Loose lip Sharon." It's the same thing, right?
It is. But the body count don't count.
What do you mean the body count don't count? What do you mean?
But you don't have to have a conversation about the body count. You could just say
you don't have to have a conversation about being a stripper.
I used to have a conversation. I used to talk to them.
Or what about you strip?
I think
you don't need to have a conversation about stripping. Well, what if he was a porn star? Yeah,
we need to have a conversation.
What if like he changed his life? He used to be known like drilling women. He's clean. He's 100% clean. He answered your STD question, but he used to get his for money on tape. Does he need to disclose that? He don't even want to talk about that. It was a dark time in his life. He did cocaine. Then he used to sell his Peter for film. Does that information, if he doesn't tell you that, is that considered lying? Especially if you never asked.
It's called being dishonest. It's called being dishonest. How is it dishonest?
You never asked him. Say you never asked him. What is he being dishonest about?
Because, well, I guess it depends on what questions people ask. Because I typically ask, is there anything that I need to know that you haven't told me yet?
That's your disclaimer?
Yes.
Like, what you say? Anything?
Is there anything is there anything that I haven't asked you or that you need to tell me that I have not asked you yet or that we have not discussed? Well, I ask that question. I ask it periodically. So, yes, we need to have certain conversations. Yes. If I'm being open and vulnerable with you, then you should be open and vulnerable with me.
But what about in his mind? He'd be like, you know what? Nah, I don't want to have this conversation. I don't need to tell you because I'm a changed man. I'm off cocaine. I don't sell my Peter no more. I'm a different man. That was the old me. The new me is in the church.
But if I ask, is he going to tell me the truth?
Like, how would you take that?
If I ask, how would he tell me the truth?
Yeah. Have you ever lied or withheld information for somebody that you end up getting in a relationship with?
Of course. I think we all have. I think we all have withheld certain information, but imperative information that's going to affect our relationship.
Give me an example of what you withheld from somebody. Used to be a stripper.
No.
Okay. This is an example. This is something small, nothing big, nothing like,
I don't mind sharing. Well, okay, so I'm a changed woman now, and I often share the story. However, I guess I'll just put it out there. But at one point in my life, I was sexually assaulted, and so, at school, and I sometimes don't necessarily share that it was by a boyfriend at the time, because people start asking you questions like, it was your boyfriend. No, you can't be sexually assaulted by your boyfriend. And it's like, but I was though,
Right.
And then I sometimes have to go into details, but sometimes to avoid all of that, I just rather not say anything until I feel like I'm comfortable with that person enough for them to know
right
what they dealing with.
Gotcha. Until you know, like, this is who I'm gonna be with.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But sometimes, now when it was fresh for me and I had not healed from it, I wouldn't say anything.
Right.
But now I do, because I know I can handle the situation. Like, I've gone through some healing and some therapy and stuff like that. So now I can communicate and say, well, look, this is the situation. This is what happened. In the event that you see me do this, or I signal, or I do something a little weird, this is what you're dealing with.
That makes
but
sense.
It's not as triggered. I don't get triggered as much or as often as I did at one point.
Okay.
Yep. So things like that need to be discussed.
So,
have you ever withheld information? What kind of stuff do you?
Time.
Of course you do.
No.
Because all of those little nasty sketches you be doing.
What you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
So my alter ego.
Nah.
I don't tell people right away what I do. Like, first day, I don't tell them right away unless they know already. But I pretty much tell everything other than that. And then I gauge them from the conversation. Like, if nothing has affected them, all the other stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, about to do movies and stuff. So,
what kind of movies you got? Don't have me come over your house. You got videos and stuff.
Yeah, I have. It's regular movies, other than old ladies doing weird stuff on camera.
If you haven't seen it yet, Jay Davis and Diesel World Productions just released a interesting sketch. It is absolutely hilarious, but it is risky.
Somebody in the room ain't watched it, but we're not gonna mention any name. Hey Wanda, how you doing over there? Anyway,
I got comments real quick.
Comments. Let's see your comments.
Okay, so Sharon says, just be honest. If question is asked, answer in truth. My mom says, if you are going to be serious with each other in a relationship, I feel honesty is best to tell the person anything that might cause agitation later on. Sharon says the past plays a part in the future. You learn from the past in order to move forward. My mom says, and if he's shaking his junk in people's faces, he's doing it to both male and female. Okay,
Ew.
okay, Ma.
Ew.
Marlene says, I think that if the person had a controversial public past, you deserve to know. Sharon says a porn star job should be out in the open. That's withholding. Could affect a relationship if found out later.
Oh yeah.
You got some?
No, I got none.
Sharon says having multiple baby mamas, those need to be known.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. You
But
have to know that.
that's the question that women should ask.
Mhm. Are you married?
Yep.
Black people have this thing with being married, separated, and divorced. Two different things, black people.
Exactly. Have you ever been divorced? And I asked this question before. Is it okay to ask for divorce papers? Because I ask for dang on divorce papers.
You learn from your past.
I've learned from my dang on past. Yep, I need to see divorce papers.
Okay. What do you, Crystal Iris,
What?
consider cheating?
Anything that's going to make your significant other feel uncomfortable.
I agree 100%.
So what was your question?
So what do you consider cheating? That was the question. You all right over there? What's in that cup?
It's just water. It's just water.
Watered down vodka?
No, it's
Okay.
just water. Daisy, y'all see Daisy letter coming to you soon. What was the question?
Crystal, what are you drinking? What do you consider
What do I
cheating?
consider cheating? Okay. So what I consider cheating is somebody who is taking somebody out on a date and I'm not notified of it. Taking them out to lunch or dinner or whatever the case is. If it's somebody of the opposite sex, I need to know.
Is sexting considered cheating?
Oh yes, sexting is definitely considered cheating.
Okay.
Anything that's gonna give you an emotional attachment, a physical attachment, any type of penetration, any touching, besides like a gentle shoulder hand, and even that is flirting, but it's not cheating.
This a hand touch is flirting? We can't touch hands. Okay. I've been touching hands for like a month.
There is a way to touch that's flirting, that's flirtatious. Like this that's not flirting. That's just like, oh, whatever. But if I do this,
that means you want to give it up.
That's some affection there.
You want to drop them draw. Okay. That's what's up.
It don't mean that they want to drop their draws. It just means that it's a little bit more into that.
Well, it felt like my draws need to be dropped when you touch them.
You're gross. You are gross. But yeah, I think that's cheating. If you are having a conversation with somebody that's inappropriate, if you feel an inkling that, oh, I shouldn't do this. Like, if you feel like you gotta hide,
yes,
you're cheating. You're doing some things you ain't got.
I can't tell my wife this because she gonna trip. Like if you say that, like she gonna trip if she find this out. Nah.
Yep.
Let's see.
My mom says, sin and shame goes hand in hand. Sin and shame go hand in hand. If you hide it, that means you trying to do something you ain't got no business doing.
Sometimes people just try to avoid an argument. You ever thought about that? Sometimes we just don't want y'all to say nothing. I don't want to hear it.
I don't care what you want to hear.
I'm out.
You gotta so you have to know who you're dealing with though, because you have some people can have those open conversations and hey, this is what happened. This is how I handled it or whatever, but it works out okay. And then you have other people who just kind of take things too far.
I need to say yes. I agree. The line has already been crossed. Yeah.
The line has already been crossed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
yep.
We agree on what cheating is. Now, do you break up with someone? All the stuff we just talked about. Do you break up with somebody if you find out something that you didn't know? Maybe it was your fault, but do you break up with them?
I think it depends on what the situation is.
Like stripper man, slinging his junk, whatever his name is, Mr. Anaconda, whatever he goes by. You find that out. Do you end it?
I don't know.
You don't know
I
if you're
think it
gonna.
depends on where we are in the stage, if I've asked the question specifically, and where we're at. Because see, sometimes there's a straw that breaks the camel's back. And all you need is just one more thing to pop up, and it's like, I'm done.
Like, I'm done. I'm out.
I'm done.
That's
like
all I was
that
waiting
was the
for.
sign right there. Peace, deuces. You know. So I think it depends on where we're at within the relationship and how I really feel about the person. If they have what I'm willing to put up with. What do you think?
So you're not leaving Mr. Anaconda. That's what you're saying?
It just depends on where we're at.
If I find out that my person that I'm in love with used to formerly take DNA to the face, I'm gonna be hurt. And I don't think I can take that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can put up with that. She's on Pornhub. She's on every adult site, and I didn't know. I'm walking around holding hands with somebody who used to do stuff with a lot of people in one room. So no, I don't think any job that you have to immediately take a shower after you perform it before you go home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be with that person.
Yeah. But it's somebody of the past. See, I'm a person where, and I guess it depends too, like what they are doing after to kind of recover. Because I am passionate about stories, and so sometimes I like to hear good stories, and sometimes life experiences just give you the juiciness that you need to hear. Okay, it gives you the juiciness that you need to hear, and from there you can grow. And if they are growing and if they have truly become a different person, then perhaps I'm okay with supporting them on this other end of their life.
That is a good answer. But me.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen until you're in that situation. That's my answer for right now. But I can't say how comfortable I would be in the situation. I just don't know.
If a person said to me and their story ended with, and that was the first time I took a shot to the face, I'm walking out the room. There's nothing else that you can say to me. The guy would be like, you know what? She the one. It's nothing.
Yeah. So I got a few things going on. Nick says, my girlfriend has been very honest, which is good. Good job. My mother says, will men tell if they have been sexually assaulted?
Men don't tell.
Nope, they don't. Are they lying? Are they being dishonest?
They just, that's sometimes it's a coping method, or it's just like a way they deal with stuff. Some people deal with stuff differently. Men just, we are told we don't go to the police for something like that. We just shake it off, walk it off. That's what guys are. That's their attitude, and I think maybe it's a coping mechanism. Maybe eventually he'll tell you down the line, but no guy not finna tell you that somebody touched him. That's just what it is. And if that's helping him deal with it, and he doesn't it's no PTSD after that, and by him withholding that information, maybe that's his way of dealing with it.
So if a woman withheld something like that from you and you didn't know, how would you? And it came out later. Let's say it came out later.
I would honestly understand that, because people don't want to talk about that. I would honestly, because that's some stuff. It's easy to bury stuff so you don't have to deal with it, and it helps you get through it if you just bury it and just move on with your life. And some people don't want to deal with that, and that's just, like, some people deal with death differently. Some people cry a lot. Some people just shut down. People deal with stuff in different ways. Not to say one way is better than the other. That's just the way it is.
Okay, let me ask you this.
You can ask me.
So there's a lot of conversations going on about the LGBTQ conversations and things like that. So, is it lying if your significant other, if is it lying if your significant other did not tell you about their previous sexual encounters with the same sex?
Yes. That's very dishonest.
Okay.
That's very dishonest. I need to know, like, if I'm out trying to sneak a peek of looking at butts, and then I catch you looking at the same butt I'm looking at, something wrong. We got to talk. Well, hey, I'm the only one supposed to be sneaking looking at booty.
That's interesting because a lot of men don't care.
Some men don't care, but it's all fun and games until you come home and your wife is in bed with your sister.
Yep.
then it's a problem.
Or her best friend.
Exactly. Now it's a problem. So
yeah,
keep thinking. Oh yeah,
that was in the Bobby Brown story. Robin was. Oh, did you see it?
I did not. Thank you.
Suck. Sorry, but Robin was Whitney Houston's
best friend.
Best friend, but they were also lovers, as the movie implies. And Bobby Brown had a problem with Robin.
So
I get it.
Same question with you. You have a problem with that?
Oh, definitely. You know what? This is what I've had to do because of this very same conversation. Because if you don't ask the question, they can't say that, well, you never asked me. So I asked all types of questions. I asked, are you attracted to men? Mm-hmm. No. Okay. Are you gay? No. Okay. Have you ever been penetrated by a man? No. Okay. Has a man ever penetrated you? Has anything gone into your mouth? Have you ever? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You got those.
Yes, I do.
You lived in Atlanta before? Those are questions.
Yes, I do. I ask those questions because I don't want them to come back and say, "Oh, you didn't ask me." That I'm not playing with that. I'm not playing with that. Nope. So I ask very specific questions. Have you ever been asked those questions?
Yeah, I have. Okay. And I can't even be mad
because people out here asking questions.
Because people out here living reckless, so I can't. Yeah. I can't even be mad at those questions. But if anybody, feel free call in. The number 708-223-8953. We want to talk to y'all. Let me know what do y'all consider cheating. Does your significant other need to know everything about you? We want to know. Call in, talk to us. We're gonna take a quick break. A real quick break, half a song, and we're gonna come right back to more of To Be Honest Radio. Yeah. Call in.
Said you was down, so how can you play me? How does it feel to know you're hella shady? Queen, my ride or die, did a 180. Gave me the word, you said you were my baby. Down, so how can you play me? How does it feel to know you're hella shady? Queen, my ride or die, did a 180. Gave me the word, you said you were my baby.
I always thought that you and I would be together. Opposite in love, I say never ever. Thought of us as tough like the Kelly leather. Like that perfect West Coast weather. How could you betray what you feel done? Even though we argue, we still fun. Team of go-getters, combine our cheddar. Cause you like extra cheese, yes indeed. We conceived every dream we believe. Press the lock for my heart, you possess all the keys. Since you have all the keys, what for me does that leave? When you pick up and leave, got some tricks on my sleeve. Better know I'ma go where you need me to go. Can't break up the squad, we ordained by God. Can't go against God, put them bags back down, turn that ass back around.
You said you was down, so how can you play me? How does it feel to know you're hella shady? Queen, my ride or die, did a 180. Gave me the word, you said you were my baby. Down, so how can you play me? How does it feel to know you're hella shady? Queen, my ride or die, did a 180. Gave me the word, you said you were my baby.
First you love me, then you hate me, then you love me, We fussing, then we fighting, then we fucking, Majority of the time it's really over nothing, You and I are not mending, we are no longer winning. They can't keep a man, why listen to those women? But you did, and that's when our relationship strayed. Why all the vitriol if you want me to stay? This thing advised to work if you leave me halfway. Never been the type to tell you what you better do. I'm trying to better me, and in the process better you. Girl, you know you gon' miss me at night. The way your boy would giggle when your ass would wiggle. The way I make you moan when I work you little. We good, baby, your pants got bumpy a little. So, let me adjust your crown, put them bags back down, turn that ass back.
Round. Dance you was down, so how can you play me? How does it feel to know you're hella shady? Queen, my ride or die, did a 180. Gave me the word, you said you were my baby. Dance you was down, so how can you play me? How does it feel to know you're hella shady? Queen, my ride or die, did a 180. Gave me the word, you said you were my baby. Dance you was down, so how can you play me? How does it feel to know you're hella shady? Queen, my ride or die, did a 180. Gave me the word, you said you were my baby. Down, so how can you play me? How does it feel to know you're hella shady? My ride or die to the 180.
Welcome back to Be Honest Radio. If y'all just joining us, our topic is today is tell the truth. Does your significant other have to know everything? We got a caller. Caller, you there? Who's this?
Monique.
Hey, Monique.
Hey, Monique.
Hi.
That's my cousin. What's up, girl?
Oh, okay. So your significant other have to know the truth. I don't think in the beginning you should let everything out in the beginning because it's kind of a run away and scare them. But I think eventually you need to let them know your past and maybe your dirty secrets. And that's to me developing trust.
Yeah. But you don't think, though, that trust should be developed at the beginning?
No.
At what point do they need to know certain information?
When you get that feel, I can't put my hand on it, but you know how you date and you get at that point that you get the feeling that this is getting real, or this could probably last a little longer.
When the condom come off, that's what you're saying? Yeah.
Baby, no, I know some stories that it came off of first night.
Let them know, sis.
So maybe you like when you tell you that she's thinking about marriage, or when the woman says she's thinking about marriage, I think that's when the dirty draws will be real. I say not even like that. Like I catch myself jokingly telling on myself, like not telling on myself, but telling like my parents, like, oh yeah, that is it is. So I will make a joke or beat around the bush. And my dad always get on the spot, like, you did what?
Yeah. So that's a nice, gentle way to kind of ease it in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah. All right, girl. Well, thank you.
Okay. I'm going to watch this and have a nice night.
Okay, girl. Good night.
Good night.
I think some dirty stuff needs to be told right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like if your significant other, like getting choked, I think that needs to be, and it's like, because she getting mad at you and you don't know why, and it's because she don't want to come out and say, hey, I like being choked, and you just ain't choked yet.
Okay, so if somebody has...
I'm just saying, people like what they like, and they don't want to just like, I don't want him to think I'm a freak. I'm a freak, but I don't want him to know that, and they withhold that information.
Well, I think, that's because people have different definitions of what a freak is.
Mm-hmm.
And so where some people's level of freaky is like, minimum, to somebody else, that might be a real freaky.
Getting choked is real freaky. I'm just saying. But we're going to go right to your date tea letter.
I got some date tea for y'all.
Wait, we got another caller. Your caller's like, I don't want to hear that right now. So we're going to take one more caller.
It's on. Hello?
Hi, I have a comment.
Hey.
Who's this?
This sound like my mama.
Okay, so my comment. Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you.
I hear your beautiful voice.
Is this my mama?
Yes, it is.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
Girl, hi, Jay.
How you doing?
Stop being fast.
I got this question. See, my post is, if he doesn't reveal that he was sexually assaulted and later it comes out in a different way, hurt people. So if you don't tell the person that he's claiming to be in love with about what has happened to him, it's going to show up later in sexual aggressions or withdrawals from sex or mood swings, etc. But, the spouse may not even understand what is happening and what they're looking at, And so that leads to other things because we have women and men of the night that is waiting on people just like that who have been hurt, where they can show them what they think is a fantasy. But I was talking to some streetwalkers about
Street. You're telling your age, Mom. You're telling your age. Streetwalkers.
to them.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm proud of my age.
It's okay.
Like you were saying about all kinds of freaky stuff, what some call it freaky, we don't know what that person has went through. But, you know, like this coaching that Jay is talking about, I heard about stalking and had never understood what stalking was until...
That's it. You still there?
Hello?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, what were you saying? Scoffing what?
I had never understood what scoffing was until I talked to a prostitute. You know, what Jay is talking about.
What is scoffing?
Where a woman would sit on a man's face and defecate in his mouth, and just before he passed out, some kind of a rush that he gets. And they actually pay for that kind of stuff.
So,
but to us, it's disgusting.
They pay to wake up with feces on their face.
So if anybody, just in case anybody cannot hear, my mom, Miss Ballinger, is on the line, and she's saying that she didn't know what scoffing was. And what scoffing is when a female sits on a man's face and defecates into his mouth. And so she didn't know what that was, but those types of things need to be...
I wonder if it's the soft stuff or the hard stuff, because that makes a difference.
Oh no!
And the
Jay,
price. And the price. I'm just...
Okay, Mom. We gotta continue, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you for your call.
2 things.
Bye, Mom.
Okay.
2 things.
Bye-bye.
I want to know how many prostitutes and how often do your mom talk to them?
You know what? My mom talks to a lot of different people. She is a people person, a social butterfly, and people love her. So she attracts special people.
I love her too. But
you know what? I'm so done with you. Okay, we got to get to this AT later.
Wait, I do agree. Yeah, we can. But I do agree with her because say a guy has been touched by an uncle and the girl starts touching his nipple. He go off on her like, hey, Uncle Ronnie used to touch my nipples. Oh, forgot to mention that 2 months ago. So,
but she's right in the fact that, you know how, like, I am very passionate about, like, domestic violence and dating situations. Anything dating, I'm passionate about that. Mm-hmm. And in domestic violence, a lot of times if a child has been abused or they have been molested, they tend to emulate that when they get older.
Right.
They become the abuser and the molester.
Right.
So those conversations do need to be had.
Okay.
Are we moving on?
Yes, we are.
All right, y'all. So I got some date tea for y'all. Y'all ready? Okay.
You had to do that later.
Yes, I did. I want to hear it again?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Date tea letter. Girl, worst date ever. First of all, I agreed to go on a date. Cool. I met him on POF and I thought it was fate. I'm a chubby girl and I was determined to be the queen of Zamunda, and he was African. So he picks me up nearby at my friend's house because he definitely wasn't coming to mine on the first meet. He calls me and tells me he's outside. I go outside looking for him, but I don't see a car, just some extermination truck and the usual parked cars on the street. So I call him back and he says, you just looked right at me. I'll get out of the car for you. Next thing I know, the door opens to the exterminator truck. Me being hungry, I decide I was going to give me a free meal and dip off. I hadn't eaten all day because I was just too busy trying to fit into this dress without busting through the seams. So I start to get in the passenger side of the truck. He didn't even open the door with the big ASS roach sticker on it. And his friend is in the front seat. So he says there's room in the back. Now, most women would be gone by this time, but I couldn't get coming to America out of my head. And I really need to pay off these student loans. So I get in the back, sitting right next to the rat trap. I can't take this story. We finally pull up to Bar Louie, all 3 of us. I'm still looking like an appetizer. His friend starts talking to me over dinner, and he was actually cool. The guy I was supposed to be on the date with barely talked to me and talked mostly to the friend. Me too, sis. The friend offered to pay for food. Wait, were we going Dutch? Hell yeah, you can pay. One of y'all are. Anyways, the friend pays for my meal. The exterminator goes home, and me and Mr. Friend has a date this Friday. Can you say switch? This was a plot twist for real. This story has a way too much going on. I definitely would have been the girl that was like, you know what? We ain't got to go nowhere.
You would have judged him on his exterminator truck.
Look, you came to pick me up in an exterminator truck and we were going on a date.
What if that's his only vehicle? What if he's an independent man trying to make it, trying to grow his exterminator business? Black folks still got rotas out here. So he's trying to make a living, and that's all he can afford is that truck and more rat pellets, and you making fun and to take your starving ass out because you ain't eat all day and you making fun of his exterminator truck.
First of all, wait a minute. He came to pick me up with a friend in the exterminator truck. Come on now.
Maybe he's
What's
Ubering.
going through your mind?
In
an exterminator truck. Come on now. We can't save that one. We can't save that one.
I want to interrupt, but why was the friend there again?
We can't save that one.
Why was the friend
She
there?
doesn't know. She doesn't know why the friend was there.
But
the coworker. And that's even worse. So instead of taking your coworker home, you come pick me up, and we no.
I think
all three of them went on a date.
The dark side of this story is she was the middle part of the train that they were plotting to run. There's no other reason why another guy would be there.
But wait, she said that he was African, and Africans they tend to travel in pairs or partners. They're close.
Pairs.
They're close like that.
They travel in pairs.
Well, no, what I mean, no, Jay. I'm saying, like they're very family oriented and they love their friends. So something like that would not be out of the norm for them.
It ain't no fun if Mobutu can't have none.
Okay, wait a minute. So Sharon says, "Boy, bye. First impression, Uber me, please." My mom says, "No, Uber it. Let your friend coworker keep the truck."
That's funny.
Monique says, "No, they don't. I dated a few, and no, they don't. I don't know what she's talking about."
That's funny. This is funny.
Oh my goodness. Okay, where we at on time?
It's time for our favorite game, fill in the blank. Me and Crystal are gonna read separate stories. I messed up. I'll actually wrote like a poem, and she actually has a real story. So I'm gonna let her read her story first.
Yes, Jay messed up because what we had decided to do was to make like a soap opera. So all of our stories now would have a hook at the end.
We'll start next week.
And the man was not prepared. No, I'm starting this week.
You start this week. So she's gonna read the story. I'm gonna fill in the blank what I think she's trying to say. So you ready? You go first.
I'm ready.
Okay.
The name of my story is called It Wasn't Me. There was a young blank
man.
There was a young couple who challenged themselves to try something different. She wanted to go to the
sex shop
promontory so she can enjoy the sounds of
music.
Close. Afro beats.
Afro beats.
Yes, Afro beats. African drum beats. Whatever.
Story's terrible.
Reggae.
It's terrible.
Okay, moving on. Okay. Anyways. He wasn't interested in going, so she then suggested,
let's go home.
They were already home, Jay.
Oh,
So she then suggested role playing. He became excited, thinking about all the ways that he could make her
come
jealous. Oh. And they first changed their
draws
names to Isaac and Roxy, created their
occupation
characters close, and headed out. Roxy had plans to be a
whore.
I knew you was gonna say that. Fast tail that night with her sexy fitted dress.
It's the same
but
thing.
She knew that her man would be somewhere
smoking,
watching.
Oh, right.
Just then she caught the attention of a fine young
whippersnapper.
Close. Specimen. And her blood immediately started pumping in a way that Isaac could not. So I'm going to read it over for the purpose of our to be continued. There was a young couple who challenged themselves to try something different. She wanted to go to the promontory so she can enjoy the sounds of Afro beats. He wasn't interested in going, so she then suggested role playing. He became excited, thinking about all the ways that he could make her jealous. They first changed their names to Isaac and Roxy, created their characters, and headed out. Roxy had plans to be a fast sale that night with her sexy fitted dress, but she knew that her man would be somewhere watching. Just then, she caught the attention of a fine young specimen, and her blood immediately started pumping in a way that Isaac could not.
That's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
This is a poem I wrote, and it's called "My Love Is Like a Movie."
Oh my God!
So most of the blanks are gonna be movie references. Okay.
I don't watch movies.
Hey, good job. My one-eyed blank will teach you a lesson.
Purple eater.
Monster. Guaranteed to give you a blank sex session.
I can't take it already.
Come on, you
guaranteed to give me a bomb.
Fast and Furious. Sex session.
Oh, you right. Movie references. Okay.
Don't worry, I'll be blank in 60 seconds.
Back.
Gone in 60 seconds. My basic instincts want you to be in your world. Why don't you hold my blank and let me kiss the girls?
I don't know.
Shaft.
Hold my shaft and kiss the girls. Okay.
Yeah. I plan on taking you wherever your heart desires, but I expect my great blank of fire.
Ball.
My great ball of fire to be empty like two flat tires. Yeah, empty balls.
That was horrible.
What?
Read it over, Shay. It's your silly self.
My one-eyed monster will teach you a lesson. Guaranteed to give you a fast and furious sex session. Don't worry, I'll be gone in 60 seconds. My basic instinct wants to be in your world. Why don't you hold my shaft and let me kiss the girls?
You are gross.
I plan on taking you wherever your heart desires, but I expect my great balls of fire to be empty like two flat tires.
You are ridiculous. Gina say, Jay has me hollering tonight. Oh my gosh.
So
you are. What is wrong with you? You are a sick person.
What is wrong? Hey, we had a great show, everybody. So what have we learned? You can't keep everything a secret, I think.
Nope, you got to tell the truth.
You got to tell the truth.
Things that are important that could potentially impact your relationship, you have to tell.
Yes.
And ladies, to you, make sure you're asking the right questions. And men too, you ask the right questions.
Yes.
Ask detailed questions. Like, have they ever been penetrated before? Man. Or done any penetration?
Ladies, if you like to get choked, let that man know. Maybe he likes to choke. Maybe he used to be choking and the woman didn't appreciate it. So now you with somebody who likes to get choked. What do you want to be scoffed? Get some soft serve.
The word for the day is scoffed.
Soft serve on your face. I wonder what's the rate for that.
You are so gross. Why? You gonna pay for
I'm just saying, like,
he want to know.
I just like.
You want to know what
the mushy stuff should cost more than the hard stuff. That's all I'm saying. If I had to pay for it, I'm not saying I want it.
If you had to pay
I had to pay for it, like I would pay more for the mushy stuff.
You are so gross.
Anyway,
he trying to get his budget together. He putting money aside for that one. You are so nasty.
Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter at J Davis, Jay Davis TP, and what is it? Choke on at the series at Choke on at the series on Instagram. our new sketch comedy show is coming out like tomorrow. So check it out.
Yeah. You can also follow the show TBH radio show. Also follow me at I am Crystal Iris. And also follow the Date T on Instagram.
Thank you. This has been a great show.
Thanks,
I am Jay
guys.
Davis. This is Crystal. Tune in next week to Be Honest Radio right here on IntellectualRadio.com.
That's right.
Peace.
Thank you, Wanda.
Thank you.
Said you was down, so how can you play me? How does it feel to know you hella shady? Queen, my ride or die, did a 180, gave me the words.